What if I told you that a single piece of wood, something you could pick up off the side of the road for free or buy for about $4, could feed you fresh gourmet mushrooms every single week for the next 5 years? No garden bed, no soil, no greenhouse, no farming experience whatsoever. Just a log, some spawn, and a little bit of patience. And the craziest part, this is not some new invention. This is one of the oldest food production methods on the planet, and the industrial food system really does not want you to know about it. Because once you figure this out, you stop buying their overpriced plastic-wrapped mushrooms forever. Now stick around, because I am going to walk you through exactly how this works step by step. I will show you the 5 best mushroom species you can grow on a single log, or including one that sells for over $40 a pound at farmers markets. I will explain the science behind why a dead log becomes a mushroom factory, and I will reveal the one mistake that ruins 90% of first attempts, so you can avoid it completely. Before we get into it, if you are into self-sufficiency, forgotten food knowledge, and the kind of stuff they do not teach in school, hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is all about taking your food supply back into your own hands. Alright, let us start with the basics. Why does a log grow mushrooms in the first place? When a tree is alive, its immune system fights off fungi constantly. The bark acts as armor. The sap carries antifungal compounds, but the moment that tree is cut down, the clock starts ticking. The defenses shut off. And now that log becomes the single most nutrient-dense substrate a mushroom could ever dream of. We are talking years of stored sugars, cellulose, lignin, and minerals, all locked inside the wood fibers. It is essentially a slow-release battery of organic energy, and mushroom mycelium, the white thread-like root network of the fungus, is the only organism on Earth that can fully unlock it. This is the process called lignocellulosic decomposition. Research has shown that fungal enzymes, specifically laccases and peroxidases, can break apart lignin, the toughest structural polymer in wood, something almost no other living organism can do. The mycelium moves through the log over months, colonizing every fiber, and when conditions are right, it pushes out mushrooms, not once, not twice, for years. A properly inoculated hardwood log can produce multiple flushes of mushrooms per season for 3 to 7 years, depending on the species and the size of the log. That is hundreds of dollars worth of gourmet mushrooms from something you could carry under one arm. Now here is where it gets exciting. Let me show you the 5 best species for log cultivation, and I have saved the most incredible one for last. Number 5. Oyster mushrooms, Pleurotus austriatus. If you have never grown a mushroom before in your life, this is your starting point. Oyster mushrooms are the most forgiving, the fastest colonizing, and the most aggressive species you can put on a log. They will grow on almost any hardwood, from oak to maple to poplar to beech. They will fruit in as little as 6 months after inoculation. Sometimes even faster if conditions are warm and humid. And they are not just easy, they are delicious. Rich, savory, with a velvety texture that works in stir-fries, soups, pasta, you name it. Studies have shown that oyster mushrooms contain significant levels of lovastatin, a compound that supports healthy cholesterol levels. They are also packed with protein, B vitamins, and powerful antioxidants like ergothioneine. Think of oyster mushrooms as the gateway. Once you see those first clusters pushing out of your log, you will be hooked for life. Number 4. Shiitake, Lentinella adodes. Now we are getting serious. Shiitake is the king of log-grown mushrooms and has been cultivated on wood in East Asia for over 1,000 years. Japanese farmers in the 12th century were already perfecting this technique, notching logs with axes and placing them near wild shiitake colonies to catch spores. The flavor is deep, earthy, umami-rich, and completely different from the bland shiitake you find shrink-wrapped at the supermarket. A log-grown shiitake has a denser texture, a more complex flavor profile, and significantly higher nutrient content than anything grown on sawdust in a factory. The compound that makes shiitake famous is lentinin, a beta-glucan polysaccharide that has been extensively studied for its ability to support immune function. Research suggests lentinin can stimulate the activity of natural killer cells, the immune system's first line of defense. And here's a practical tip. Shiitake logs can be force-fruited. That means when you want mushrooms, you simply soak the log in cold water for 24 hours. And within a week, You will have a fresh flush. You are literally on demand with your food. No grocery store required. Number 3. Nameko. Pholiota nameko. Most people in the West have never even heard of this mushroom, and that is exactly why it belongs on this list. In Japan, nameko is one of the most popular culinary mushrooms, prized for its amber color, its slightly nutty flavor, and its distinctive gelatinous coating that gives soups and stews an incredible silky texture. It is the secret ingredient in authentic miso soup. Nameko grows beautifully on hardwood logs, especially oak and beech, and it tends to fruit in cooler temperatures, making it a perfect autumn and early spring producer. From a nutritional standpoint, nameko is rich in copper, niacin, and a range of polysaccharides that traditional use indicates support gut health and digestion. This is a mushroom that very few home growers in the Western world are cultivating, which means you will have something on your dinner table that almost nobody else does. Think of nameko as your secret weapon in the kitchen. If you are enjoying this so far, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button. It takes half a second, and it helps this video reach more people who are ready to take control of their own food. Alright, let us keep going, because the top 2 are where things get really incredible. Number 2. Maitake. Grifola frondosa, also known as hen of the woods. If you have ever seen a massive, ruffled, fan-shaped mushroom growing at the base of an oak tree in the wild, you have probably seen maitake. This mushroom can grow to enormous sizes, sometimes over 20 pounds in a single cluster. And it is one of the most sought-after gourmet and medicinal mushrooms on the planet. The flavor is intensely savory, almost meaty, with crispy edges when roasted that rival the best thing you have ever pulled out of an oven. But maitake is not just food. It has one of the most impressive medicinal profiles in the entire fungal kingdom. The compound called D-fraction, a specific beta-glucan complex unique to maitake, has been extensively studied. Research suggests it may support healthy blood sugar levels, promote immune modulation, and exhibit powerful adaptogenic properties. In traditional Japanese and Chinese medicine, maitake was so valued that it was literally worth its weight in silver. Foragers who found wild patches would guard the locations as family secrets passed down through generations. Growing maitake on logs is slower than oyster or shiitake. It can take 12 to 18 months before your first harvest, but once that log starts producing, it will keep going for years, and a single flush can give you several pounds of mushrooms that would cost you a small fortune at a specialty market. Think of maitake as a long-term investment that pays dividends in both flavor and health. And now, number 1, the mushroom I am most excited to tell you about. Lion's mane, Hericium erinaceus. This is not just a mushroom. This is one of the most extraordinary organisms in the natural world. Lion's mane looks like nothing else. It grows in cascading white spines, almost like a frozen waterfall hanging off the side of a log. It tastes like lobster or crab when seared in butter, but with a delicate sweetness that makes it one of the most prized gourmet mushrooms among professional chefs. But the real story is what it does inside the human body. Lion's mane contains 2 unique compound groups that no other mushroom on Earth produces, hericenones and erinacines. Research has shown that these compounds can stimulate the production of nerve growth factor, a protein that is essential for the growth, maintenance, and survival of neurons in the brain. We are talking about a mushroom that may actually support the regeneration of nerve tissue. Studies have explored its potential role in supporting cognitive function, memory, focus, and even mood. Some researchers have investigated its potential benefits for nerve damage recovery, and here is what makes this so relevant to log growing. Commercially produced lion's mane, the kind you see in supplement capsules, is almost always grown on grain or sawdust. The mycelium is harvested before it ever fruits, which means you are getting a fraction of the beneficial compounds. A log-grown lion's mane that is allowed to fully develop its fruiting body concentrates those hericenones and erinacines at significantly higher levels. You are getting the real thing, the way nature intended it, and you are growing it yourself, on a log, in your backyard. A single lion's mane fruiting body can weigh over a pound, and at market prices of $30 to $40 per pound, you do the math. That $4 log just became the best investment you have ever made. So now, you know what to grow. Let me tell you exactly how to do it. The process is called plug spawn inoculation, and it is so simple that a 10-year-old could do it. Step 1. Get a fresh hardwood log. Oak is ideal, but maple, beech, birch, and sweet gum all work. The log should be 3 to 8 inches in diameter and about 3 to 4 feet long. The key is freshness. You want a log that was cut no more than 2 to 6 weeks ago. Fresh enough that the wood still has moisture, but old enough that the tree's natural antifungal compounds have started to fade. Step 2. Drill holes. Using a standard power drill with a 5/16 inch bit. Drill holes about 1 inch deep, spaced roughly 4 to 6 inches apart, in a diamond pattern all around the log. A typical log will need about 30 to 50 holes. Step 3. Insert the plug spawn. You can order these online for about $15 to $20, which gives you enough spawn for 3 to 5 logs. Each plug is a small wooden dowel fully colonized with mushroom mycelium. Tap one into each hole with a hammer. Step 4. Seal with wax. Melt some cheese wax or beeswax and dab it over each plug hole. This keeps out competing fungi and locks in moisture. Step 5. Wait. Place your logs in a shady spot with good airflow. Under a tree canopy is perfect. Keep them off the ground on bricks or a simple rack. If it has not rained in a week, give them a good soak with a hose. And that is it. The mycelium will do the rest. Now let me tell you the one mistake that ruins almost every beginner attempt. Using softwood. Pine, spruce, cedar, fir. These woods contain natural resins and terpenes that are toxic to most culinary mushroom species. Your mycelium will die before it ever gets started. Yet always use hardwood. Always. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember that. Here is what the industrial mushroom industry does not want you to think about. Growing mushrooms on logs requires no electricity, no climate control rooms, no sterile laboratories, no plastic bags, no specialized equipment, and no recurring costs after the initial setup. One afternoon of work gives you years of free food. That is a threat to a commercial system that charges you $5 for a tiny container of mushrooms grown on sterilized sawdust in a warehouse. The log method produces better tasting, more nutritious mushrooms with zero ongoing inputs. It is self-sufficient food production in its purest form. And it has been working for over 1,000 years, so let us recap. You now know that a single hardwood log can produce gourmet mushrooms for up to 5 years or more. You know the 5 best species to grow, from the beginner-friendly oyster all the way up to the brain-boosting lion's mane. You know the exact step-by-step process to inoculate your own logs today. And you know the one critical mistake to avoid. This is real food sovereignty. No middlemen, no supply chains, no corporate markup. Just you, a log, and one of the most ancient partnerships between humans and fungi that has ever existed. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 5 mushrooms are you most excited to grow first. And if you have already tried log cultivation, share your experience. This community learns best when we share what we know. If you found this valuable, smash that like button and subscribe so you do not miss the next one. I will see you in the next video.